from historic Doyle Field in Leominster, we say a very good afternoon, everyone. Joining us on same-day delay here on Rivalry Family Media, it's MIAA playoff action in the central part of Massachusetts. Fantastic matchup we've got on tap for you today as we open the quarterfinals with top-seeded Leominster playing host to a landmine of a 9 seed, the St. John's High School Pioneers. St. John's finds their way into this one with a first round win over Tantascwa, a 9-2 victory in that one. I say a landmine off the top of this one as St. John's played the majority of their regular season schedule, as the rest of St. John's games have been played throughout the year in all of the other athletic seasons as part of the Eastern Massachusetts Catholic Conference. So St. John's comes in with an 8-7 overall record to Leominster's 15-1 overall record, dominated, of course, by Central Massachusetts teams. St. John's comes in having played the likes of St. John's Prep and Catholic Memorial and BC High and Xaverian and Malden Catholic and BC High and so on and so forth, and we'll get more into that as we go throughout the night. Leominster comes in the champions of the new Central Massachusetts Athletic Directors Tournament, 15-1 overall, and that is the tournament that will replace this Central Division District Championship or Central Division Sectional once the MIAA moves to a statewide bracket next school year. But for the moment, we've got Leominster and St. John's, Blue Devils the top seed, St. John's the 9 seed, as we get set to open action tonight. You can see the bracket on the screen in front of you. Winner of this one gets the winner of Groton Dunstable, the 4 seed, and Algonquin, the surprise 12 seed, who got the 11-6 victory over the 5 seed Westboro, to advance to today's quarterfinal. That game scheduled for this Friday at 4 p.m. As we said here on Rivalry Family Media, this same-day delay, game first pitch scheduled for 4 o'clock. You're seeing it tonight at 9 or on YouTube on demand, however you prefer it. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, and great to have you along with us for another batch of action here on RFM. Bill Thomas, here we go. Leominster and St. John's. It's a game we've been cruising for. We've been waiting to see this St. John's team all year long. We got rained out the first time we were supposed to see them in a game against Shrewsbury. And now, here's the matchup in Central Massachusetts everybody's been looking for.
I couldn't agree more, Todd. This worked out in our favor, and I think to the fans' favor, too. You know, you look at St. John's, they're a powerhouse, and pretty much in all 3 sports that Leominster matches up with them. And once again, in baseball, you know, we're seeing them meeting in the playoffs. And don't let the records give you a misleading impression of what we might expect from this game. St. John's has been playing the cream of the crop. They've been playing a hard Eastern Mass schedule, and their record reflects it, but it could make them battle-tested, and, you know, they're definitely coming into a hot battle today. Indeed
they are. We're going to join public address announcer Dick Tucker and the crowd here at historic Doyle Field for the national anthem. Then it's lineups and first pitch here. It's high school baseball on RFM. Ready for action in this MIAA quarterfinal. Leominster and St. John's, brought to you same-day delay right here on RFM. Let's meet the lineups for these two teams as we get set for the top of the first inning. Here's the batting order sent out by Coach Chuck Eppinger for the St. John's Pioneers with their 8-7 overall record, the 9 seed here in the Central Massachusetts bracket of this MIAA D1 tournament. Chris Pompey will play third base and bat leadoff. The shortstop, Andrew Gardner, will bat second. Zach Amaro will play first base and bat third. Matt McDonald will play left field, bat fourth. Nolan Puglisi, the pitcher, will bat for himself in the 5 spot. Connor Schmatz will be the designated hitter, and he'll bat sixth. Pat McManus does the catching, bats 7th. In the 8 hole, it's Jimmy Mitchell, the second baseman. Coach had some difficult choices in that second base spot. One had an injury, the other an AP testing conflict. Jimmy Mitchell gets the start at second base and will bat 8th. And then Andrew Kennedy is the center fielder, and he will bat 9th. Setting the defense for the Blue Devils, Ryan Fava, Sean Dutton, Eamon Durkin, left to right across the outfield. Third to first in the infield, it's Nick Garcia, Nick Massa, Tony Savatelli, and Brandon Arsenault. Tyler Smith does the catching for Evan McCarthy. Comes in with a perfect 7-0 record, and of course, Kate leads this battery that Coach Ed Voles notes is 25 straight scoreless innings from his combined pitching battery. And as he said to me before the game, it's not just McCarthy, it's a pitching staff.
Well, and that's the key point there. Obviously, McCarthy is your starter. He's your ace, but you cannot get to this point in the season without a supporting cast of characters that are just as impressive on the mound as well, and that's what Leominster has shown. I know, obviously, you talked about it up off the top. This is not a real 9 seed going up against this St. John's Pioneers team, and let me tell you, they know that as well. So this is a situation in which Leominster is absolutely, indubitably not going to be able to look past this St. John's team. They know exactly what is walking into Doyle Field, and they know exactly the task that is up against them.
Team ERA of 1.13 for McCarthy. Individually, he's 7-0, 43 innings pitched, an ERA of .33. He's allowed 4 walks, 74 strikeouts for McCarthy. And as Coach Charlie Eppinger pointed out, Bill Thomas, his team has faced the top pitcher from every single team he has played.
Number one.
St. John's Prep twice, BC High, Zavarian, Westboro, Shrewsbury, Malden Catholic, Catholic Memorial, and Tantascwa. And Coach Eppinger says hopefully that means they're ready to battle Evan McCarthy tonight.
And no more battle tested than a lineup at number 1s, but probably definitely a top pitcher in Central Mass, maybe in all of Massachusetts we're seeing today.
And McCarthy's first offering is a ball just a little up and a little in. First pitch 5 minutes early. 3:55. We must be back at Doyle Field.
Wouldn't be.
I love it.
We wouldn't
Umpire's
be
got
here.
somewhere to go.
Ball 1 to open this one. Here comes the 1-0 from McCarthy. Fouled to the backstop by Pompey, the third baseman. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, at one time, didn't they play 9-inning games when it came to districts?
There
or
was a
states?
time.
When I was in high school, they did.
Recently, as recently as the last 2 or 3 years, I thought they were still playing 9. But, hey, 7, you can prove a lot in 7 innings.
Indeed you can.
Less wear and tear on the kids, especially the pitching.
Here comes McCarthy's 1-1 offering. A soft breaking ball that catches the outside corner and puts him ahead in the count. Pompey now behind 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Great night for baseball here.
Oh,
Breeze
my.
blowing across the diamond from left to right. See if anybody can get the ball up in the wind. Flag standing out straight. Left and right center field. Just a beautiful scene for baseball.
McCarthy rips that 1-2 and it misses up and in. So the count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 71 degrees, Bill Thomas, under partly cloudy skies, and will only fall degree over degree as the sun starts to dip below the clouds. The 2-2 pitch, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Make it strikeout 75 on the season for Evan McCarthy.
You know, we've seen Evan show that kind of control. Very rarely even going a full or a 2-2. He seems to be ahead of every batter. And if they don't talk about that in the dugout, jumping that first or second pitch, they haven't been paying attention to Evan McCarthy's pitching style.
Andrew Garner, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Make that Gardner with a D. His first offering, ground ball, fielded beautifully by Garcia, up with it and on to first, and Arsenault fields that one with the fingers turned down. 5-3 goes the putout. First 2 go in order for the Pioneers.
And if you're McCarthy and the Blue Devils coaching staff, that's exactly what you want. I was a little, not nervous, but it was noticeable to me. A little bit surgical was McCarthy in that first at-bat. Got fairly deep in the count, but very efficient. 1 pitch out in that last one. So now you're coming up to the meat of the order. You have the 3 batter up here. going to be careful again.
And Zach Amaro is that 3-hole hitter. First lefty McCarthy will face. Breaking ball on the outside corner of the lefty for strike one. 0-1 goes the count to Amaro. He's got that toed-out stance on the front.
Quite a tall person.
Indeed.
Everybody's tall to me, though.
I was going to say height is the name of the game in this one. Here comes the 0-1 from McCarthy. Breaking ball right across the thigh for strike two.
And this is the type of McCarthy that we have seen going right at hitters, regardless of where they are in the order. So if he continues to be effective, I think you'll see the efficiency continue and his confidence as well.
Here comes the 0-2 offering. Cut on and missed. Strikeout 76 on the season. In order go the Pioneers in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on, nobody near on for the Pioneers in the top of the first. No score through a half. Leominster due up. Let's set the lineup for the Blue Devils 1 through 9. Tyler Smith does the catching. He will bat in that familiar leadoff spot. Sean Dutton, the center fielder, bats second. Evan McCarthy, the pitcher, will bat for himself in the 3-hole. Nick Garcia, third baseman, bats cleanup. Brandon Arsenault plays first and bats fifth. Tony Savatelli, the second baseman, bats sixth. Eamon Durkin, out in right field, bats seventh. Nico Martinez, the designated hitter in this McCarthy pitching lineup, will bat eighth. Ryan Fava, the left fielder, will bat ninth in that double leadoff spot. Nick Massa is the shortstop, not hitting today. For Leominster, let's set the defensive alignment for the Pioneers. Left to right across the outfield, it's Matt McDonald, Andrew Kennedy, Ryan Anderson. Third to first in the infield, Chris Pompey, Andrew Gardner, Jimmy Mitchell, and Zach Amaro. Pat McManus does the catching for Nolan Puglisi. And Puglisi comes in, Bill Thomas, having a pretty darn good year by the stats.
Yeah, looking at some of them, you know, and we don't have a lot of stats from St. John's.
Yeah, limited information,
but
his not included.
But of course you had to put me on the spot. But
it's all right.
You know, I'm sure that this guy's going to be one of their top pitchers that that be throwing him in the playoffs. I'm not sure when St. John's last game was. They played Tantasco.
Tantasco just the other day.
2
Monday.
days ago on Monday. So
9-2 win.
Depending on how they played with their pitching staff, and what is Kate doing over there?
One can only wonder.
Kate's climbing a ladder. Where Leominster's had a week off, and they've had a chance to...
You're on, Bill Thomas. I'll be back.
Okay. Had a chance to have a week off here. So, Leominster's coming in well-rested. Pitching staff's lined up. We were speculating, how long Evan McCarthy might go tonight. Leominster's had trouble scoring runs early in the ball game. Usually it's taken second time through the lineup, sometimes even third time. They're fourth, fifth, sixth, and sometimes even seventh inning team when it comes to the run production. So we'll have to see if they can jump out to a lead. Of course, the coach, Coach Barnaby's not going to plan ahead. If McCarthy's got to give him 7, he's got plenty more strong arms waiting to come back. If they have to ride him all the way to a win, which I'm sure Coach Barnaby's really playing for. It's nothing about saving players at this time of the year. You get everything you can out of every player, and I'm sure Evan will be out there for all he's worth tonight. First pitch from, I didn't even
Puglisi.
look.
It's a ball up and away, Bill Thomas.
Nolan Puglisi on the mound, finishes his warm-ups. Kate and Todd are back with us, thank God, just in time.
The 1-0.
Second pitch is, whoa.
Right to the backstop, indeed. 2 balls, no strikes go the count.
That must have looked good on our camera. It came right at it.
Indeed.
We all set, technically?
We're good.
Okay, good.
We're good. Just got a little, the sun, which has been out most of the day as we've been setting up out here, has now tucked itself away.
Focus thing.
Yeah, the 2-0 pitch misses up and in. And all of a sudden, the catcher, Tyler Smith, got himself a 3-0 count. Puglisi likes to work quickly, Bill Thomas, from the belt.
Yeah, and Tyler hitting over 400 with, getting on base. And ball 4 came close to hitting him there on the inside pitch, but he's doing a great job setting the table. We'll have to see if it works out for the 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters here. Get the meat of the lineup.
He worked very, very fast, and yet threw 4 pitches that are in the neighborhood, but not close enough to draw Tyler Smith to even consider cutting. So Smith now leads off over at first, and immediately Puglisi snaps at Amaro, and back in time.
We'll have to see how patient Blue Devils are here if they try to tack something on right away.
Ball gets away, from McManus, but Smith was a little slow on the take. I'd rather Bill Thomas be a little slow over there.
The ball bounced behind the batter. It's kind of tough. I think he was blocked by the batter there. Couldn't tell how far away it was rolling, playing it safe here in the first inning.
Yeah, no need to get overly excited. Here comes the 1-0 to Dutton. Dutton gets underneath this one, floats it toward right field. This is Anderson coming on in foul territory, and he lost it in the sun, dropped it over along the fence line.
Tracking it all the way, but looking straight up into the sun. Of all the fields, right field's the tough sky field here. Second base can be tough. We've seen that have some problems, and that sun's up there, peeking in and out of clouds right now. The outfield, especially on the right side, should have sunglasses.
So Dutton looks at a 1-1 offering, called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes goes the count to Dutton, who's there with a second life.
See if he can.
Smith dances back and forth. Here's the 1-2, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes go the count.
Puglisi there with a shot breaking curveball. Started out in the strike zone, broke out.
And
there's a piece of something on the ground.
Yeah, something's blowing around out there.
Little distraction.
Umpire
Thought he
picks
was
it
gonna
up.
go checking for sticky stuff.
I was going to say, here we go again.
See, Max Scherzer lost his mind last night.
I did. Pitchers taking their pants off. Here
Yeah.
comes the 2-2 offering. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Plate umpires got a very Tim McClellan-esque
I was waiting for that.
slow
I was wondering
draw
how long he was going to take you to bring that
on
up.
that. But it's a first out of
Strike's
the
a
inning.
strike.
Smith's still on over at first. McCarthy comes to the plate and looks at ball 1 up and away.
See if Evan can help himself out here.
He's certainly done a good job of that, Bill Thomas, in the games we've had the opportunity to cover.
Everything from singles to home runs.
And he looks at ball 2 going by.
Remarkable how fast Puglisi works.
Yeah, and he's having trouble finding the strike zone. And working fast doesn't seem to be helping him at all.
McCarthy's hitting .537 as he snaps one over at Tyler
back.
Smith.
My brain to cut to that camera angle. I'm like, back, back.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to McCarthy. Misses up and away, and it looks like Puglisi not intending on giving McCarthy anything to hit. 54 at-bats for McCarthy, 29 hits, 2 home runs, and 18 RBIs is what he's clocked in with at this point. He's got a 3-0 count from Puglisi. Here comes the 3-0 offering. Blisters the outside corner for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike goes the count.
Trying to tune myself into this umpire's
Cadence.
motions to kind of see what he's doing with his right arm to get an early indication here.
The 3-1 offering, laced up the middle. Backhand play made by Mitchell. Helps himself onto first. Double play. Fantastic play by Jimmy Mitchell. Makes the backhand play going up the center field gap. Up on his feet himself. Scrambles to put Smith out at second. And then swings the ball on over to first to retire Leominster on the double play. 1 complete here at historic Doyle Field. All knotted up at nothing. More to come. This is RFM. 4, 5, 6 due up here in the top of the second inning for the Pioneers. That's McDonald, Puglisi, and Schmatz due up in the inning. Left field pitcher, designated hitter if you're scoring along with us at home. McCarthy had a relatively easy first inning. Strikeouts at the front and back of the inning, drew a ground ball to the 2-hole hitter, and that's what he's got thus far. 3 batters faced thus far, 2 of them by way of the K. Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins join me. Todd Robbins, great to have you along with us in this same-day delay. Keep forgetting it's a 4 o'clock start. We're on at 9 o'clock tonight. Facebook.com/Media Rivalry. Great to have you with us. Also available on demand on YouTube. Search Rivalry Family Media off of YouTube.com. Like, follow, subscribe today. And Bill Thomas, this worked for me when I did this, so I'm going to say it again, and Kate's going to look at me. Smash that like button down there on the screen.
Many times as you can.
As many times as you can. We appreciate it, to say the least. But thus far,
you're a social media darling.
I'm doing the best I can. We've gotten what we expected, Bill Thomas, which is a pitching matchup that is going to dominate the conversation between Puglisi and McCarthy.
Yeah, especially McCarthy. You know, his great control. I had him for under 10 pitches in that first inning. Very conservative, working out of the stretch. Nice compact motion. I'll have to see how far in this game he can last.
Matt McDonald, the cleanup hitter, leads off here in the top of the second. Sees a first pitch breaking ball strike from McCarthy.
Bill Thomas, I'm going to come back to that, but probably not the comment you just made about how far he can go. I want to come back to that in around the 5th or 6th inning and have a conversation with you about some things.
Well, we know it's always about pitch count. It's something we like keeping track of, but pitch count and McCarthy haven't been a problem. You don't use those problems in the say like he's got a high pitch count.
But
Bill, being off for a week too, we'll have to see if too much rest might work in the other direction.
Got some other variables I want to chat with you about.
There comes the 1-1, misses away. 2 balls and a strike goes the count. And, of course, one of them is the tight nature of the schedule.
Yes.
Winner today comes back on Friday. So that's 1 point. And then back on the 28th for the finals. That's how things are set up from the Central Massachusetts portion of the bracket. Here's the 2-1 offering, reached for and fouled off by McDonald.
If you're going to talk about it, then when we saw Leominster play St. Paul's earlier in the season, St. Paul's had a 4-run lead. They took their ace out, and all of a sudden Leominster's offense exploded. Yeah. So if Leominster gets any run production, which they have not usually had early on in their games, what does Coach Barnaby do? 2-2
pitch, swinging ground ball. Up with it is Massa. Sets on to first. Close play, but in plenty of time.
But again, this is not a real 9 seed here, people. So you cannot count any chickens before anything hatches.
You know, and Todd and I was speculating, pregame that, if Leominster scores, in the first or second time through the order, do they then, try to conserve Evan a little bit and try to look ahead? But I don't see Coach Barnaby looking ahead.
I don't think you can.
I don't at all.
Not in this matchup. McCarthy's first offering to the designated hitter, Schmatz, cut on and missed.
That's one of the nice things about all of the teams that we have seen play in both the Central Mass playoffs and even in the regular season and here. The amount of respect that each of these teams have for one another, the matchups that we've been able to see have been a treat. That's
Puglisi at the plate. Second pitch swinging, ground ball to Savatelli. On to first and in time for 3 the putout. Nice and orderly thus far once again. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second. And this becomes Schmatz, the designated hitter, coming to the plate.
And St. John's hitter's got to know that McCarthy's going to be throwing strikes. No sense standing there and watching him go by. You got to get up there and get your hacks.
Yeah, too many teams have learned that the hard way.
That's 2 one-pitch outs that McCarthy's gotten already in this game.
And he sends strike 1, blistering by Schmatz.
I should clarify that Puglisi was a two-pitch out, but that's going to get McCarthy deep in the game, and that's what he needs.
Here comes the 0-1, breaking ball for strike 2. And the one thing that I know is in the bottom half of the order, Bill Thomas, McCarthy does not mess around with batters.
I agree. And a lot of times that's where you see walks, when a pitcher will let up in the 7, 8, 9 hitter, and all of a sudden they're setting the table for the leadoff hitters coming around, and those are the guys that are scoring runs. But you're spot on, Todd. McCarthy comes right at him.
And it's a breaking ball, cut on and missed. Strike 3. 3 up and 3 down in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for the Pioneers in the top of the second. Through 1.5 here at historic Doyle Field. It's Leominster nothing, St. John's nothing. More to come. Leominster got 4-5-6 due up here in the bottom of the second. This is RFM. To the bottom of the second we go here on RFM. 4-5-6 due up for Leominster. Garcia, Arsenault, Savatelli. And this has been a real catalyst for the Blue Devils. It's so amazing. They've gotten a lot of hits that they've needed in the top half of the order, but maybe not the starting piece that they need to really get rallies moving. That's really been the middle to bottom third of the order who's really driven this offense as games have gone on throughout the year. So we look toward Garcia, Arsenault, and Savatelli to see what they can do in their first opportunity to battle Puglisi here in the bottom of the second inning. Puglisi working from a modified stretch. First offering is a breaking ball, floats high, and Bill Thomas consistently finding the strike zone. That hasn't been easy.
No, and he's worked himself into a couple 3-ball counts here.
1-1. Misses low. 2 balls and a strike.
And once again, pitch count is always a concern, especially at this level.
Puglisi's 2-1 offering, and Garcia helps him out going after that one below the knees. Count levels, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Puglisi with a 2-2 pitch, fouled to the backstop. Another 2-2 offering coming up. Kate, did we get a good look at that one?
Hey, sure, why not?
I can't look over here at the monitor quick enough to see it coming.
Garcia stares out at Puglisi. Another 2-2 pitch. Laced the line drive down the left field line and fair. Garcia stumbles rounding first, recovers, still stumbling halfway there, and manages still to stand up and do the airplane out at second base with the double.
And that's the way that the Blue Devils want to start an inning off here with a leadoff double. Now, Coach Barnaby has some options. Always nice to have options, especially going in toward the middle to bottom part of your lineup.
And spot on, Kate, and you talked about it, Todd. These 7, 8, 9 hitters really been table setters for the top of the order.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it's taken the second time through the order, though, for these guys to activate.
And here's Arsenault hitting out of the 5-hole, and he thinks about bunt, slides back. It's ball 1 going by.
Seemed like Puglisi has ball 1 on pretty much everybody tonight up to this point.
Puglisi checks second and offers the 1-0 wide. 2 balls, no strikes. Garcia giving him fits out there at second as Puglisi keeps stealing a look at him before he brings the ball to the plate. Shortstop Gardner shows. Now the bunt offered by Arsenault, and it will harmlessly roll to the backstop for the very first Kate Robbins
Get the bunt down.
of our broadcast tonight. 2 balls and a strike goes the count to Arsenault.
Tis my favorite.
A little bit of that coach coming out. I love it.
Garcia at second. The 2-1 offering from Arsenault buckles him on the breaking ball for strike 2.
Now you got to swing away.
Yeah, you're going to get one hack at it here.
And Arsenault's got a really discerning eye. We talk about it often on this broadcast. Runs a lot of counts full. Now in a 2-2 situation. Swings and misses at that one for strike 3.
Looked like Puglisi ran back and found a little bit extra on that pitch.
And that brings Savatelli to the plate. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Leadoff batter with the double was Garcia, standing on down at second. Checked swing, went too far, called the strike at the plate.
Tough breaking ball right there. Couldn't lay off it.
And chasing right now is what Puglisi has got Leominster doing. Their indecision, Kate, is causing a lot of issues.
Yeah, especially on that breaking ball.
0-1.
Whew.
Big wave on that one. 0-2 goes the counts.
Like you said, Todd, all of a sudden now the last two batters for Leominster have been guessing. They are not, they are just react. They're not picking out a pitch and going after it. They're just reacting.
And Puglisi checks on Garcia at second, now offers 0-2 breaking ball. Great block down and in by McManus, and it's ball one. Puglisi playing the role of Copperfield here. Don't look at what's over here, don't look at what's over there. Yep, there's that breaking ball going on by you. Here comes the 1-2. Misses up and in, levels the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and so Savatelli has at least worked himself to an even scenario here.
Puglisi doing a good job of mixing his pitches up, though.
Garcia gets the check at second. One more from Puglisi. Gardner was there and has to step off the back. Does Puglisi?
Such fun.
Indeed.
Big hole in the shortstop in the 6th spot, though. I'll have to see if Savatelli can take advantage of it.
2-2 pitch, down and away, and at least got Puglisi thinking. Now runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Savatelli, the second baseman, in his first at bat. Bottom of the second inning, no score. Leominster and St. John's quarterfinal playoffs. MIAA Central District Champions Tournament. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you with us. Here comes the 3-2. That one's lifted to the backstop foul. We'll get another 3-2 offering.
Who's ready for that one?
Savatelli will settle back in. He's done a good job battling back into this at-bat.
Good heat right there from Puglisi. Mid-80s.
3-2 pitch. Once again fouled off, and Savatelli having a heck of a journey of this at-bat.
Right on it. Straight back. Timing's there. Elevated fastballs. Time to hard to catch up with, though.
Puglisi, tall, looking down that red cap. The 3-2 pitch once again. Breaking ball, freezes him for strike 3.
Wasn't expecting that. Nice pitch right there. 3-2 count.
And that brings Eamon Durkin to the plate, the right fielder. And now this guy has been an explosive catalyst. Seemingly, Kate, Durkin has had the hit every time Leominster has needed it.
And that's incredibly telling about the depth of your team when you can start talking about, I mean, we've talked about their 6, 7, 8, 9 batters and just how productive they have been all season long. And not only have they been productive, but productive getting things going. No offensive production until all of a sudden your 6, 7, 8, 9 batters have really, been the catalyst for that. And that's so impressive. That really does talk about the quality and depth of your lineup from top to bottom. Everybody, has a lot of expectations for that, 1 through 4, even 1 through 5 with your table setters and your big bats. But when you can get offensive production up and down your lineup, there's nothing more dangerous than that.
1-1 pitch, chopped foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes goes the count to Durkin.
The other thing is that your opposition, if they're having to make sure that they are monitoring all 9 batters in your starting lineup, then that means there's no break. There is no taking a breath for a single person out there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Durkin. Puglisi checks Garcia at second, offers the 1-2, and missed by a hair to the lefty Durkin outside. Count level, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Another discerning eye.
Back-to-back strikeouts. Got the 2-out situation here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Durkin sees the 2-2, and it's called low at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good eye, though.
He is working that count.
Indeed he is. And so Puglisi hangs the arm, set now at the waist. He'll bring a 3-2 with 2 outs. Laced toward left field. McDonald heading over. Falls in front of him for a base hit. On the way to the plate is Garcia. A high hop over the catcher's catcher McManus, and Garcia will score. It's an RBI single. Advanced on the throw for Durkin to bring him on down to second base, and Leominster's on the board 1-0.
Yeah, it was going to be a play at the plate there. I think if that ball comes in on a fly, we got something, but hit a tough of grass, took a tough hop on the catcher right there, bounced over his head.
And what
nice heads-up base running, good aggressive base running right there.
And what a quality at bat by Durkin there. You have 2 outs, you got a 3-2 count with 2 outs. You're able to put the ball in play, do just enough in order to score that run, take the extra base on the throw, and now you're on second, you're in scoring position for the next batter up.
Leominster with the 1-0 lead, Durkin in scoring position, and Nico Martinez, the designated hitter, sees a ball 1 outside from Puglisi. And once again, Eamon Durkin comes up with a hit Leominster needs. This one early in the ball game. Puglisi with the pickoff attempt. That one landed in the pocket of the shortstop Gardner covering. Safely back is Durkin.
You know, you talk about the bottom of the order, Puglisi 1 pitch away from getting out of that leadoff double situation, and Leominster claws an RBI out of it.
1-0 to Martinez, call the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count.
And again, that's what we talked about when you have that depth 1 through 9 in your batting order. When you can have somebody in the middle to the bottom of your order get something going like that, that's huge.
1-1, ground ball through the wickets of Amaro at first base. Around third and heading in to score is Durkin easily, and Leominster's got the 2-0 lead.
Tough play right there for the first baseman, but it went right through his legs. Had it lined up, stayed down on him.
Assuming we're calling that an
Found
error.
its way
That's
into
an
right field.
E3 indeed. Charged to Zach Amaro. Durkin will score. Leominster the 2-0 lead, and Martinez at first with 2 outs. Leominster having a whole bunch of fun with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and Puglisi having problems getting through the order. First pitch swinging from Fava on a run. Kennedy makes the snare in center field to end the threat. But Leominster, as we said, a lot of fun in that middle to bottom third of the order. 2 complete here at historic Doyle Field. It's Leominster 2 and St. John's 0. More to come as we head to the top of the third inning. 7-8-9 due up for the Pioneers. That's McManus, Mitchell, and Kennedy. More to come. This is RFM. To the top of the third inning we go here on RFM. 7-8-9 in the order due up for St. John's in the inning. It's McManus, Mitchell, and Kennedy. They're all going to see their first opportunity against Evan McCarthy. And now you talk about him coming with first pitch strikes to the bottom of the order. He's got a 2-run lead as we enter the top of the third in his first battle against the catcher McManus. And he starts him off with a first pitch strike, and McManus was first pitch swinging. And Kate, that's what they're going to have to do.
Yep.
They're going to have to come first pitch swinging, knowing he's coming to the plate as McCarthy.
Especially if he has any type of lead, and right now with the 2-0 lead, he's absolutely going to be coming right at these hitters. And as we've seen, as things have gone well offensively for the Blue Devils and, of course, defensively, the stronger McCarthy gets as the game goes on. So if St. John's has done their work, and I'm sure that they have, they know first pitch strike is coming.
The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss from McManus. Now in a hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And not at all surprisingly, either a second or third pitch is going to be a strike, too, because he very rarely falls behind hitters.
And so McCarthy gets set. He's on that outer right edge of the rubber as we look back out from our main view. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and McManus, a victim. Swinging and missing.
Even knowing it's coming, sometimes you can't do anything about it. McCarthy rearing back and blowing it by him.
Four strikeouts in the game for McCarthy thus far. Jimmy Mitchell, the second baseman, gets his first opportunity at the plate today. And he sees strike 1 on its way by.
The other cool thing that we've been seeing out of McCarthy is that he's been getting that first pitch strike from a multitude of pitches. He has command of several going on today.
And the breaking pitch, there's another for strike 2. That breaking ball has just the right amount of off speed with just the right amount of break, and it snaps Smith's glove on the outside corner. Now in the hole, 0-2. Wastes one up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes goes the counts.
Give him a look-see right there just to keep him on his toes.
And again, still early in this game, so the expectation is that these very talented St. John hitters are going to be able to get some production, but right now, McCarthy is cruising.
Ball misses down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes goes the count. And McCarthy now takes his time. You can feel totally in control of the rhythm of this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Breaking ball, chopped ground ball down the third baseline. Garcia does a good job to charge and then wait and let the ball bounce foul. We'll see another 2-2 pitch from McCarthy to Mitchell.
Caught that infield grass on the inside and just kicked dead left there. Luckily, because I'm not sure that they were going to have a play at first base.
Only if he had charged hard the entire time, but as soon as you saw it starting to go foul on that left side of the infield, a nice job reading the spin there. Taking the additional moment so that you're not having a 50-50 call at first base. Make sure you're getting a sure out on the left side of the infield.
Mitchell stares out at McCarthy. McCarthy at Smith. 2-2 pitch. Ball wasted to the outside, and the count runs to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Over my book here. Up second batter to McCarthy's going full on. First time he got a called looking strikeout.
And now a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He's got himself another one, Bill Thomas.
Tell you, he's on, even at a full count. You got to be ready.
5th K of the day for McCarthy.
I got him 4 of them of the swinging variety.
And
swing and misses, you know you're on when you get swing and misses.
And you can see him keeping that emotion, that rhythm up. He took a big walk around the rubber after that strikeout, Bill Thomas, and he's beating on his thigh with his pitching hand as he throws the first one to Kennedy, a fastball up and in for ball 1.
A rare ball on the first pitch for McCarthy.
Kennedy, the center fielder, first at bat of the day, kind of acts as that double leadoff in the Pioneer lineup. Small and quick, the 1-0, and he stares that one by, up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. One of the rare times through these first 3 innings that McCarthy is 2 pitches behind in the count.
Taking a break out there, going for a little dirt. Fix his hair.
Kennedy takes a walk back out of the box, now back to the box. 2-0 the count with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Leominster the 2-0 lead here on RFM. The 2-0 pitch, swinging, high fly ball into right field. Durkin settles under it, has to make a couple steps over to his right, but makes the catch to end the threat. F9 in the book. In order, go the Pioneers through the first 3 innings, through 2.5 here on RFM. It's Leominster 2 and St. John's nothing. Blue Devils back to the top of the order as they go to the bottom of the 3rd. More to come. Stay with us. Playoff baseball on RFM. To the top of the third inning we go, and Tyler Smith comes to the plate for Leominster. Smith got himself a walk in his first at-bat and then was cut down on the front end of a double play to end the first. First pitch swinging from Puglisi is in the dirt, but Smith nods along and goes, yep, you got me. You got me on that one. 0-1 goes the count. Puglisi, full stretch, 0-1. And Smith, bat flip and all, toward the left field fence, and gone!
He knew it.
He felt it off the bat, enough for the bat flip, and around he goes on the trot. It's 3-0 Leominster, the top seed over St. John's. Tyler Smith opens up the third inning to the left field wall and gone for a home run.
So he didn't waste any time getting himself together after a bad swing and miss on that first pitch, but no doubt about that. And that ball barely got 20, 25 feet off the field on a line, but Tyler Smith knew it. As soon as it left the bat, he gave a little flip and went into his jog.
And Bill Thomas, he nodded, said, you got me on that one. And now Puglisi is shaking his head going, my, he got me on that one. Absolutely. And they exchanged that, but Smith the better of the exchange. A home run to open the bottom of the third inning, and it's 3-0 Leominster. Foul ball as Dutton comes to the plate. He's coming up swinging as he got caught looking in his first at-bat after seeing 5 pitches.
We'll have to see if Puglisi can bounce back from that.
1-1 pitch, called strike right over the heart of the plate.
Got to maintain his concentration here, falling behind 3-0 early on.
Here's Puglisi's 1-2 offering, bounced that one right at the lip. Knocked down by McManus, and 2-2 goes the count.
55-foot curveball right there.
And you got to start to wonder at this point, of course, if you are Coach Eppinger, how long do you let this go? The 2-2 pitch. Hard ground ball. Nice play by Mitchell at second. On to first, 4-3 the putout.
Nice job by Mitchell using his body right there. Tricky hop. Kept that ball in front of him, corralled it. Nice easy toss over to first.
Evan McCarthy comes to the plate, grounded out to second base at the back end of a double play. So grounded into a double play in his first at-bat to end the first. Here comes Puglisi's first pitch in the second at-bat is maybe a little longer, Bill Thomas. That one might have been 56, 57 feet for ball number 1. But let's revisit that thought. And this time, Kate, I'm going to throw it in your general direction. How long, if you're Coach Eppinger, do you stick with Puglisi?
I think that the leash is pretty short here, especially considering how, just how far away from the strike zone these balls are. Not missing by an inch or two. They're missing by several feet at this point in some instances. But all of a sudden, got 2 quick strikes back to back here for Puglisi. That'll make you feel better. But I think the leash is probably pretty short here. You don't want to give up another run or multiple men on base.
1-2 off the chest protector of McManus, levels the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I got him up close to 50 pitches also here.
Yes, me too.
Middle of the third inning.
2-2, and McCarthy, a deep fly ball, deepest part of the ballpark, on a full run, and making the catch is Aaron Kennedy with the collision on the fence line on top of it. Great play by Kennedy.
Right out there at the flagpole. It's got to be close to 400 feet out there. Great running catch, great concentration by Kennedy.
What a chase by Kennedy. Tracked it all the way, heading toward that right center field and seemingly continuing to head toward the lower bowl, and reeled it in 1 step short of the wall.
Even though that was an out, it was a very long out, so I don't think that the leash changes at this point. That was only a few feet away from being out.
And right away, back-to-back pitches, 2 balls to Nick Garcia. Doubled and a run scored in his last at-bat in the second. Got the fun started for the Blue Devils in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-0 offering, he fouls that one to the backstop.
Yeah,
We had a good look at that one.
I think I'm a fan of the solid fence, though. We're not having camera issues today.
I was going to say.
That netting was just driving me crazy
more
last week.
people getting hit in the head.
The 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, never quite broke. 3 balls and a strike.
It is amazing. His cadence is so fast.
Lightning
so
quick. 4 options in the bullpen for Coach Eppinger to choose from. 3-1 fouled up over our head and out of play. Here astride the first base side of our broadcast position. Great to have you along with us here on RFM. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you with us. Same day delay here on RFM. A payoff pitch with 2 outs. Ball 4 inside. Second free pass issued on the day by Puglisi. And it puts Garcia on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and Leominster already with a run in and a 3-0 lead. And that brings Brandon Arsenault to the plate. He was the first out in the bottom of the second inning, a swinging strikeout. And he sees ball 1 go by. Garcia, short lead off over at first. Puglisi the quick check, 1-0 pitch. Ball up and away, 2-0. Can't tell because of the dugout from our broadcast position if there is any activity down that first base line.
I was trying to see that too. Kate, where you going?
Kate's heading over to check the bullpen as they snap a throw on over to first. Back in time is Garcia.
I was going to head over towards the other dugout. We'll get a little better look. But yeah, I'm guessing there probably is action down there. Say Puglisi up over 50 pitches.
2-0 pitch away. 3-0 goes the count to Arsenault.
I'm guessing 1
Kate
or 2
on the spot
here.
reporting.
They've got action in the bullpen.
There is double barrel action potentially out in that bullpen from what I'm hearing from Kate.
Yeah.
Options available from Eppinger.
I think Puglisi's 1 walk away from
I think you're right. Yep.
From probably
And
seeing
stalling.
a visit from the dugout.
McManus goes out for a word with Puglisi, trying to slow things down a little bit. Buy a little time for the guys trying to warm up. 3-0 the count to Arsenault. Got a lot to work with here. And there's ball 4 going by. Back-to-back walks now, station to station. Garcia down to second. Arsenault takes the walk on down to first. And Coach Eppinger is out of the dugout and trotting on to the mound. This should be the lift for Puglisi. Leominster will have a meeting of the minds as well. No, he's going to leave him in.
I think he desperately wants to be able to get out of the inning. And in most cases, the part of the order that you're in, especially with how talented St. John's is, you would think, okay, we're in a position where just give us a couple of strikes, let your defense do the work, we'll get out of this. The problem is Leominster has been just absolutely tremendous in their 1 through 9. You've got Durkin on deck, who's done insane amounts of damage throughout the year. So a very precarious situation St. John's finds themselves in right now.
Tony Savatelli sees ball 1 go by. He was caught looking in his first at-bat in the second inning for the second out of the second inning. So maybe playing the numbers here a little bit, but they got to get one near the plate, and Savatelli helps out chasing that one.
You got to remember, Todd and Kate, Puglisi's also in the batting orders too, so it's not just a matter of swapping pitches. Have to make a defensive swap if you're going to keep him in your batting order. So multiple changes
1-1,
here.
ring that one up as well. Savatelli doing everything to help keep Puglisi get out of the inning. Maybe just you could see him trying to settle himself. Savatelli just looks like maybe the emotion of the moment here.
He's a little
over-anxious.
Yeah, here's the 1-2, and he sees a breaking pitch miss inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just a little too jacked up. That is possible. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second for the Blue Devils. 3-0 their lead here in the bottom of the third inning, and Puglisi desperately wants to get to the dugout. 2-2 pitch. Savatelli thought about it. That one rolls all the way to the backstop, and everybody's able to move up 90 feet.
Puglisi going full again on another batter.
So now runners at second and third, both in scoring position. Garcia down at third, Arsenault at second. A 3-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning.
Just need contact. That's all he needs.
3-2, Savatelli with the contact. A mile-high foul ball. Heading back toward the catcher, McManus maintains his head and makes the catch. At one time, Bill Thomas, that was right over top of our head. There was a lot of backspin on that ball.
In front of our camera. Great look.
I would have cried.
And so out of trouble is the battery with Puglisi and McManus able to help out with the foul fly ball to end the threat in the bottom of the third inning. Through 3 here at historic Doyle Field. Thanks to a leadoff third inning home run from Tyler Smith, Leominster, a 3-0 advantage heading to the top of the fourth, where they'll go back to the top of the order. Will the Pioneers? It's 1, 2, 3 due up. Pompey, Gardner, and Amero. More to come. This is playoff baseball right here on RFM. To the fourth inning we go for the 9-seeded Pioneers as they find themselves in a 3-0 hole to the top-seeded Blue Devils on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. You're seeing it same-day delay at 9 o'clock here on Facebook.com/Media Rivalry or on demand any old time you want it. Same day here out on YouTube. tinyurl.com/Media Rivalry or just youtube.com, search Rivalry Family Media. Get you into the action no matter which way you want to play here on RFM. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, Chris Pompey at the plate. In the hole, 0-1 was caught looking in his first at-bat all the way back in the first inning. And he watches ball one go by, 1 ball, 1 strike the count. A 1-1 called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Talk about a pretty-looking soft curveball right there.
He does just have that right balance, doesn't he? Take a little off of it. It sits and hangs just a little.
Like.
McCarthy thinks about it. Comes set at the chin. Here comes the 1-2. Ripped high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Almost looks like a knuckle curve. Comes in so slow, which then makes his fastball look even faster.
McCarthy toes it in. 2-2 pitch to Pompey. Breaking ball just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes goes the count.
Only a third batter. The McCarthy's gone full on.
McCarthy thinks about the 3-2 pitch. Foul tip caught in the glove by Smith. Ring it up as a swinging strikeout for McCarthy.
And the 3 batters he's gone full on, all have gone down by via the strikeout, 2 swinging and 1 looking.
6 strikeouts on the night thus far for McCarthy. And that brings Andrew Gardner, the shortstop, to the plate. Grounded out to Garcia at third in his first at-bat, again, all the way back in the first inning. Ball 1 misses up and away. And now, Kate, of course, here's that delicate balance if you're McCarthy. You want to continue the dominating performance,
yes,
but you can't overdo it either and get out of your rhythm.
Well, and that's true. There's a very delicate balance here. I mean, we saw
that one grooved, high fly ball, middle of the diamond. McCarthy takes charge and can't catch it. It is a fair ball.
So if you're a corner infielder, as talented as McCarthy is, if you're a corner infielder or even, I mean, I know obviously on the right-hand side you have first baseman who's trying to hold that runner on once he gets to first base, but I need somebody helping. I need somebody out there helping.
Score that as an E1, perfect game in the books, but no hitter still intact, Bill Thomas, here in the fourth.
Tough way to let your first base runner get on base. Not a routine play, but one you make in practice every day.
Yep.
A check swing.
You practice with those pop-ups and comes back to bite you sometimes.
Amero, the lefty, couldn't hold up his swing. It's recorded as strike 1. Amero Swing and a miss for strike 3 in his first at-bat. Now he's in the hole 0-2, and McCarthy's fit to be tied out on the mound.
Might be just the jolt of adrenaline he needs in order to take it out on some hitters.
Indeed, and conversely, for Coach Eppinger, this could be what his team needs to get things moving along. 0-2 the count to Amaro. Foul tipped and caught by Smith. Another strikeout for McCarthy. Second of the inning, 7th on the day.
He's not happy.
I think that drop ball just kind of gave him a little more incentive if he needed anymore. I think he found it.
Well, and like you guys talked about, it's a routine play. It's something that should happen. So there's a little bit of, there's a lot of people here, you know, kind of get you. But I mean, there's no telling how talented he is on that mound. So.
2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. He sends a breaking ball right back between the wickets of Smith. He doesn't know where it is, and that allows Gardner to trot on down to second base. And Smith says to the dugout, hey, need a little help there. Need somebody to call that one out. It will be recorded as a ball to McDonald. He grounded out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning in his first at-bat. Runner in scoring position for the Pioneers. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count to the left fielder, McDonald.
St. John's here is going to want to take advantage of this opportunity. They've been given not one gift, but 2 small little gifts here to get a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
The 1-1 breaking ball. Smith has to block the 5-hole outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Smith doing a good job, though. You know, very, very few balls get by Smith. I can't recall the last time he let a ball through his legs like that.
Coach Voles calling the pitches from the third base dugout. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. McDonald looks out at McCarthy. Here comes the 2-1. Hot line drive. That's going to find the gap, and the first run is on its way in. Around third and in to score is Gardner. Play on into second is not in time. Pioneers are on the board here in the top of the 4th inning. Blue Devils give them a pulse, and they are alive here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, and we kind of expected that, and then the cleanup hitter coming through right there. 2 outs, but bearing down and finding a way to get that run home after McCarthy allowed that base runner and then the pass ball. Put that runner in scoring position.
We made very specific mention of it at the top of this game. This is not a real 9-seeded team. This is not a Cinderella story of any type of a 9-seed coming through the bracket to come up against the 1 seed. This is St. John's of Shrewsbury. So please do not underestimate what it is that Leominster is dealing with. They're not going to underestimate it either. So you have a situation where 2nd time through the order, the St. John's Pioneers hitters are too talented not to make something happen, and that's what you're seeing right now.
And based on the conversation I had with Coach Voles, through the 3rd inning of this game, it was 28 straight innings without allowing a run for Leominster. In inning number 29, so 28 2/3, that's where the run comes in, and it's a 3-1 ball game here in the top of the 4th.
Now it's about, can Leominster stop the little tiny, amount of breath that they've now let out? Can they stop that?
And Puglisi is at the plate. He grounded out to Savatelli at second in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. McDonald with the double down at second base, an RBI double to get the Pioneers on the board. The 1-0 pitch, lofted up and out of play, and 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count.
Amazing how many balls in the air we have seen. McCarthy is really, I don't think we've seen more than maybe 1 ball hit on the ground or even put in play on the ground by St. John. So McCarthy doing a nice job getting a lot of loft out of these batters, but that last hit, pretty effective.
1-1 misses high, 2 balls and a strike, and you can feel the life down the third base line, both the buzz within the fans as well as over in that first base dugout.
And you know Puglisi like nothing better to help himself out here. Get another run back, base hit.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, now it misses. 3 balls and a strike, and all of a sudden, McCarthy a little out of sorts here and faces his first real challenge of the day. Maybe his first real challenge in his last 2 starts. 3-1 the count to Puglisi. Fastball watches it go by for strike 2.
And think about this. This run was generated off of the error by McCarthy with the pop-up, the pass ball through Smith's legs, and then a rocket of a hit. Taking advantage of every opportunity they get.
When they give you something, you've got to take it, and the Pioneers certainly did and have changed the face of this game. 3-2 with 2 outs. Hard ground ball takes 3 high hops. Massive Fields onto first. 6-3 the put out, and there goes the threat. But not without the Pioneers, snapping the scoreless streak of the Blue Devils pitching staff at 28 2/3 innings. But they're on the board, are the 9th-seeded Pioneers through 4 innings. They go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, and defensively, they'd like to pitch a 0 at the Blue Devils. We'll see how that all comes together. We'll also meet the new pitcher. It's Damon Fuller, the lefty. More to come. Bottom of the 4th. 7-8-9 due up for Leominster right here on RFM. As we move our way to the bottom of the 4th inning, 7-8-9 due up for Leominster. Durkin, Martinez, Fava. They'll get a look at a new pitcher, as we mentioned, heading into the break. Damon Fuller, the lefty, takes over on the bump for the Pioneers. Close the book on Nolan Puglisi. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits scattered, 3 runs. 2 of the 3 were earned. Issued 3 walks while gaining 3 strikeouts. And the first pitch from Fuller is a ball to Eamon Durkin. And the 1-0 becomes a 2-0 as that one goes by. 2-0 pitch swinging there from Durkin. Go to 2-1. Kate, you get this kind of mid-game change. Of course, it's very typical in baseball, especially with the management of the pitchers to meet the pitching rules.
Certainly.
As it relates, of course, to the amount of pitches that you can throw and the amount of days rest that you are allowed, as Durkin fouls the 2-1 off to make it a 2-2 count. But here you are. You're facing a new batter, a new pitcher. You now have a lefty out there if you're Durkin. Bottom half of the order. They've had a lot of success, but coming out, trying to help out after seeing 2 balls. Now you foul off back-to-back pitches and level this guy to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And this is where your preparation coming into the ball game is so imperative. Basically, having the coaching staffs and yourself take a look at as much film or as much information as you can get your hands on to prepare.
And called strike 3 on the 3-2 pitch. And so Durkin watches that one go by. He had singled and was a run scorer in the second, now caught looking in his second at bat here in the fourth, and becomes the first out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Okay.
Kate not inspired, nor does she agree, but that's all right.
And that's why my vote doesn't matter.
First look for Nico Martinez at the lefty Fuller. And this is a ball in. 1 ball, no strikes goes the count to Martinez. Here comes the 1-0. Call the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count. Fuller looks down over his glove, throws from the full windup, the 1-1. And this one laced out towards center field. Kennedy trots on over to right center and makes the casual Wednesday afternoon catch for out number 2.
Can of corn.
Can of corn.
And why is it called a can of corn, Kate? Do you know?
I'm sure you're going to.
I do. I
talk
do
to
indeed.
me.
Back at the old general stores, can of corn used to be on the top shelf. Guy running it used to take a broomstick, knock it off, catch it in his apron. Can of corn, Bill Thomas.
That's the first time I've heard that story too, Kate, so don't feel bad.
I'm just happy that was my first
That
time
one
ever.
fouled off out of play.
I will
Fava.
not. I'll never forget it.
The 0-1 pitch, this one fouled up and out of play, and in the hole is Ryan Fava, 0-2. Can thank that one. That's some old-fashioned video game knowledge. That comes back from the Sega Genesis days. That was one of those announcers in one of those great World Series baseball games. The 0-2 misses away for ball 1. I remember that. I had to have heard that story a million times, equated in that video game. Good gosh, love it though. It's a great story. Here comes the 1-2.
And if you heard it in a video game, it has to be
It must
true.
be true.
All the news you can use from Sega Genesis.
That's right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Fava trying to touch Fuller, and the lefty zips that one inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes goes the count.
Thing is, you didn't know 20 years later you'd be able to use that as a reference.
Who knew, right? Who knew? Another payoff. Ground ball outside of third base, foul. We'll try the 3-2 pitch again.
Fava doing a good job staying alive right there. Pitch inside on his hands, fighting it off.
Fava with a little wiggle of the bat. Fuller with the windup. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball at the third baseman, Pompey. On to first. A little stretch for Mamero, but in plenty of time. 6-3 goes the putout. No fun for Leominster there in the bottom half of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And all of a sudden, Damon Fuller looks like a cooler. What can Leominster do? They look to pitch a 0 as we go to the top half of the 5th. 6, 7, 8 due up in the inning for the Pioneers. That's Schmutz, McManus, and Mitchell. More to come. High school baseball, Central Mass playoffs, right here on RFM. Great crowd on hand on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. You're seeing it same day delay. Facebook.com/Media Rivalry, and great to have you with us. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. MIAA playoff baseball, the farewell to the Central Massachusetts District or Sectional tournament right here in the quarterfinal round. Winner of this one gets the winner of the 4-12 matchup, Groton-Dunstable and Algonquin. That one in progress. We'll see if we can get an update on that one before the conclusion of the broadcast, see who the winner of this one gets. 3-1 Leominster through 4.5. Through 4 complete as we go to the top half of the 5th.
Groton-Dunstable and who?
Algonquin. 6, 7, 8 due up in the inning for the Pioneers. And that starts with that 6-hole hitter, Connor Schmatz, the designated hitter, who sees strike 2 go by from McCarthy here in the 5th. No balls, 2 strikes to Schmatz. And McCarthy from the chin, 0-2 pitch. And Smith tried to pull it. And that one was in the batter's box for ball 1.
Smith was ready to fire that down to third base.
Sometimes a convincing sell, Bill Thomas. Confident and convincing sell can do a lot for you.
Umpire was looking the other way.
1-2, look outside corner again, went off speed, waves and misses. Another strikeout victim, 2 strikeouts on the day for the designated hitter, Schmatz. Both of them by way of the swing.
I got McCarthy at 8 strikeouts now.
That's what it looks like to me.
7 of them by way of the swing. Only 1 looking. He's got him swinging and missing today.
And that brings Pat McManus to the plate, also a swinging strikeout victim in the 3rd. And now he sees strike 1 head on by.
McCarthy coming right back to finding the strike zone here. He went full on the first batter last inning, and things went downhill from there.
0-1, lofted, heading over toward Kate, now outside of first base, and sends folks scattering in the gallery here in the box seats astride the first base line. Yeah, it's bring your own box seat, but that's all right. The box seats nonetheless.
Bring a box.
You can sit on that too. 0-2 the count to the catcher, McManus. He would like a different result. Not happy with that swinging strikeout in his last at-bat. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Dealt another one, did McCarthy, and that's number 9 here in the top of the 5th inning.
Second baseman, number 6, Jimmy Mitchell.
7 pitches, 6 of them for strikes so far this inning. I think McCarthy had a little team meeting with himself in the dugout.
Team meeting going on.
And he's like, all right, Self, strikes.
Had enough of that.
He threw more pitches to the first batter than he did through getting 2 outs last inning, than he getting 2 outs this inning.
Jimmy Mitchell comes to the plate for his second at-bat. He was also a swinging strikeout victim in the 3rd.
The other interesting thing, Leominster's bullpen has been silent for the entire game.
1-0 the count to Mitchell. Here comes McCarthy's 1-0 offering. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, and truth be told, Kate and Todd, you both know this. McCarthy should be working on a no-no, and you know that run in the 4th was unearned in my book, and should have been 3 up, 3 down, and back in the dugout, but didn't work out that way. Gave up a hit and a run.
There's the 1-1, and that's strike 2. Paints that outside corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And McCarthy would like to end the threat here in the top of the 5th as soon as possible, get himself back in the dugout. Hangs the arm, now set at the chin. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down, all swinging strikeouts. That is number 10 on the day for McCarthy. Through 4.5, it's Leominster 3 and St. John's 1. Stay with us, we got more for you. More playoff baseball right here on RFM. Bottom of the 5th inning for the Blue Devils means back to the top of the order for Leominster. Smith, Dutton, McCarthy. Smith reached on a walk in the 1st inning, then retired at the front end of a double play in the 1st. Then in the 3rd, paltry deep left field home run for the lone run for the Blue Devils in the 3rd, giving this 3-1 lead. Here now in the bottom of the 5th inning, and now first time today he sees Fuller, the lefty, and watches ball 1 go by. 1 ball, no strikes goes the count. Now here comes the 1-0. Called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Smith timing Fuller here a little bit.
Well, and taking a look at the delivery from the other side of the body.
Here comes the 1-1, shows bunt, and tries to push it up the first base line.
Kate?
I've said it. You know what I think.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one tried a little
But
sneaky
he's bunting
push.
for a base hit there.
He
A
was.
little different type of bunt.
Here comes the 1-2 from Fuller. Ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes goes the count. I just love listening to Kate
I
go
think William
get
thinks
the bunt down and just the grinding teeth you can hear.
Well, I think that's what I heard with some teeth. I heard that. I didn't hear a comment, but I heard some clenching.
Here
They
comes
know.
Fuller's 2-2. That one short, but knocked down by McManus, and runs the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm sure they call me the mean bunt lady. Don't worry. I know.
There she goes again.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch from Fuller to Smith. Ball low. And Smith draws his 2nd walk of the day. Leadoff batter on for the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the 5th.
Center fielder number 3, Sean.
And Sean Dutton, the center fielder, comes to the plate. Caught looking in his first at-bat, grounded out to the 2nd baseman Mitchell in his 2nd at-bat. And Fuller, looking right at Smith, thought maybe he had ventured a little far, but he sends Amaro scrambling, having to make the 1 hop over Smith over there at first, but a nice play nonetheless made by Amaro to keep everything close. Dancing back and forth is Smith. Dutton there. Now the pickoff snap from McManus down at Smith, and all of a sudden Tyler Smith is causing all sorts of havoc.
He's got everybody jumping.
He's a havoc maker. Havoc wreaker.
That was channeled as 1 ball at the plate. So 1 ball, no strikes, says the umpire. Dutton now sees a 1-0 offering for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count.
You know, Smith knows his job, though. He's a leadoff hitter for a reason. Active over there. Get everybody's attention. Let everybody know he's on base. Be a distraction.
1-1 pitch, and the bunt down from Dutton. Takes a million hops. Fuller's got a spin, but he will gun out on a great play. Dutton, 1-3, the putout on the fielder's choice.
Well done.
Very well done. Nice
Very well
soft.
done.
Softened up that bat. Dropped it less than halfway up to the mound. Put the pitcher in a tough position.
Pleased as punch.
Smith advances on down to 2nd base. Leominster with a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out. Evan McCarthy at the plate. Quiet today, and Fuller would like to talk this one over, so he'll beckon McManus out.
Well,
McCarthy grounded out the 2nd, flew out deep.
Very loud.
Deep,
loud out,
deep
too.
to
Not
center field.
Quiet on the scorebook, but a loud out there his last time up to right center field.
Think about the respect that the Leominster coaching staff is giving to this St. John's team by trying to manufacture this run.
McCarthy sees the first offering from Fuller. It's a strike 1 from the lefty. Smith on down at 2nd. Gardner playing in his back pocket. Makes a big hole in that 6th spot. And a strike 2 goes by McCarthy, and he's all of a sudden in a hole, 0-2. At this point, the top of the order is concluded. A very different pitcher here in Fuller. That one is short and dug out by a great play by the catcher, McManus, who makes a nice scramble to keep it in front of him.
Good job right there. Heads up, had his eye on the runner the whole time.
1 ball, 2 strikes goes the count on McCarthy. Smith in scoring position at 2nd. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leominster with the 3-1 lead. The 1-2 pitch. Short and again knocked down by McManus, who's going to join the black and blue club after this one.
Playing catcher the way it should be played, though. You don't play it with your glove. You got to play it with your body. Doing a good job keeping those balls in the dirt in front of him. especially with a runner in scoring position.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and Fuller feints towards second to reset everything.
Nobody there, really.
Nope. Gardner didn't move. He stayed right where he was, and Smith just turned and went back to second. 2-2 pitch. Big secondary lead from Smith put him about dead even with Gardner, who was scrambling back to try to cover that shortstop hole. And McCarthy fouled that one to the backstop. Another 2-2 offering due up.
Yeah, I didn't know if Smith was having thoughts there, trying to time maybe another curveball, get that secondary lead.
2-2 once again. Short. McManus knocks it down again.
3 balls in the dirt. He's kept in front of him, kept that runner from advancing. Great job there behind the plate by McManus.
We love to watch good catching, and we have been treated all year long to some real fantastic catching. The teams that have come in to play Leominster, obviously Tyler Smith here in Leominster, been the only catcher we've seen on the broadcast for the Blue Devils this year. It's one of those positions, Bill Thomas, you try not to notice, but when you see it done really well, you can't help but talk about it.
Oh, when you see it not played well, it's a glaring issue. And when you don't have something to talk about in the catcher's position, sometimes that's a good thing. He's just doing his job.
And Fuller, he's not happy. He talked to McManus, sent him back to the plate, and he pats his chest, said that's my bad, so clearly they were just unclear. Now here comes the signal. Fuller staring straight out at Smith. 3-2 pitch with 1 out. Missed up and away.
A little bit of respect right there, I think, from McCarthy. 3 curves in the dirt and then an up and away. Even though he had him 0-2, nice job by McCarthy to battle back there and get that base on balls.
Here comes the courtesy runner for McCarthy.
Yeah, let's see who they choose. They are going to send Connor Bolak out as the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Will Leominster. So Bolak will head on down to first. Smith out at second, and Nick Garcia comes to the plate. Garcia's had a phenomenal day. Double and a run scored in the second. A walk got stranded at third in the third.
Got things going back in the second inning, though, with that leadoff double. Scored the first run of the game for the Blue Devils.
Sees his first pitch from Fuller, and maybe the first one, Bill Thomas, that was a little off speed and floated for a breaking ball strike one.
McCarthy had 1 in his at-bat as well, but just 1.
Yeah.
Ooh, shortstop calling for the pick.
And Fuller decides to hang on to the ball.
Smith watching what's going on, though. Heads up.
The 0-1, checked the swing, called a strike on the pitch. 0-2 goes the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 Garcia at the plate, 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Blue Devils. The 0-2 pitch, knocked down by McManus, up the first base line. Smith decides to go for it. The throw is wide. Pompey makes the play to keep it in the infield, but Tyler Smith advances. No movement from Connor Bolak at first. It'll set up runners at the corners.
Connor kind of caught sleeping over there, I think, watching what was going on.
His first reaction was to retreat to first and retreat hard. So by the time he got there, there was no choice but to stay.
1-2. Retired is Garcia at the plate, waving at that one for out number 2. So runners at the corners for Brandon Arsenault with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, Leominster the 3-1 lead. Arsenault the swinging strikeout and then drew a walk, got stranded at second base in the third. And now he's going to get a chance to work against Fuller. Fuller goes down and away.
See if Brandon can't work the count here.
Not the guy to nibble against. Arsenault will let you walk him, not a problem at all.
He knows the value of base runners.
And the snap by Fuller was low, and Amero makes another great play to keep the ball at first base. 1-0 the count to Arsenault. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Leominster with runners at the corners. The 1-0, snapped for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count to Arsenault.
Look for them to be looking at third base here on a pickoff.
1-1, up and away, 2 balls and a strike. No reason to nibble here if you're Fuller. Fuller is set at the belt on a 2-1 delivery. Strike 2 called. 2 balls, 2 strikes goes the count to Arsenault.
Catching some outside corner right there. Arsenault, very discerning eye, though. He doesn't like it. He's not afraid to take a pitch. He works a lot of counts full.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and he sees ball 3. McManus has to step over to the batter's box to make the catch. Full count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and Leominster with runners painted at the corners. No movement shown to try to send that runner from first, and Fuller decides to step off the back and send everybody to reset.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. A nice hitters count right here, put a hit and run on. If they throw through, then you kind of work it.
Payoff pitch. Fouled into the glove. McManus will make the catch at the plate and end the inning. Swinging strikeout for Fuller retires the side and the threat. Leominster has now stranded 5 through 5, but they've got a 3-1 lead through 5 complete here in the quarterfinals of the MIAA Central District Tournament. More to come as we head to the top of the 6th. It's 9 top for the Pioneers as we continue, and they look for 2 more right here on RFL. Top of the 6th inning as we roll right along on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. You're seeing it on same-day delay right here on RFM. It's great to have you along with us. We thank you so much for your support of the broadcast here on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you seem to find your coverage here on Rivalry Family Media, those being the 2 key points. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins. You can follow all the schedule updates as well out there on Twitter. Follow at Media Rivalry for that information. If you were there today, you would have got the alert. Same-day delay for this one. As we go to the 6th, 9-hole hitter. This is the center fielder, Kennedy. He flew out to left in his lone at-bat. It was back in the 3rd, and he is even in a 1-ball, 1-strike count against McCarthy here in the leadoff spot in the top of the 6th. Pioneers in a 3-1 hole at the moment. The 1-1. Solid fly ball toward Dutton in center. Has to drift toward right, but make the catch off the left shoulder for out number 1.
I know that it's not a game that I believe that we are looking to be following, but St. Paul Knights against Grafton, scoreless after 5 innings right now.
That's a game on the other side of the bracket. That is the 2nd seed, Grafton, now Gators, against the St. Paul Knights. Back to the top of the order, Pompey sees strike one go by. Pompey has been a strikeout victim twice already, once looking, once swinging. The 0-1 fouled right into your living room. Got a good look at that one here on RFM.
Incoming.
0-2 goes the count at the plate to Pompey, the third baseman. Bottom half of that right side of the bracket, Doherty and Wachusett. That game is in progress over at Rockwood Field on the campus of Worcester State. 0-2 pitch drifts high. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Pompey.
Most of the updates I'm getting are right from Doyle Field here in Leominster on my Twitter feed.
Rich Garvin is here from the Telegram and Gazette. Sean Sweeney representing Sentinel and Enterprise and the Bay State Soccer Sentinel. The 1-2, swing and a miss from Pompey.
Everybody wanted to come to Doyle today.
Well, it's a great place to be to see what his build has been and has lived up to what was promised. One of the best baseball games on the calendar all year long. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, and Andrew Gardner, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Grounded out to third base in the first inning, reached on the fly ball era in the 4th, and became the lone run scored for the Pioneers. And he looks at strike one flying by from McCarthy. 0-1 goes the count. On the left-hand side of the bracket here, obviously in the top left quadrant, Leominster and St. John's, the battle that we've got for you here on RFM. Winner of this one's got the winner of Groton Dunstable and Algonquin. That game in progress.
I do have a final score from Wachusett and Doherty baseball. Wachusett wins that game 5-0. So Wachusett over Doherty, a final 5-0.
That's an 11 seed over a 3 seed. Swinging on that one, Gardner sends it deep towards center, back up against it on the warning track, and making the catch is Sean Dutton. 3 up, 3 down in the inning for the Pioneers. 2 of them flying out to Dutton in that one. Through 5.5 here at historic Doyle Field. Leominster 3, St. John's 1, and more to come. We got more playoff baseball for you. Stay right here on RFM. Bottom of the 6th inning here. Blue Devils come to the plate. 6, 7, 8 due up in the inning. Savatelli at the plate. Sees a second opportunity against Fuller and lofts this one foul and out of play, and he finds himself in the hole. 0-1. He was a strikeout victim looking in his first at-bat in the second, then flew out to end the threat in the third to the catcher. And now he's in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. A couple innings later here in the 6th. Kate, tough day offensively when you have back-to-back pitches, as he will kind of just guess his way into a check swing fly ball in the infield. This is Gardner who has to drift over and make the catch, and Savatelli is all sorts of out of sorts today here at home plate. Had those 2 at-bats that were close together, second and third inning. Now you got to sit 3 innings, and you come back in the 6th for another at-bat. If you're having a bad day, it doesn't help.
No, and you know what? You have one of those every now and again where either you're in your own head or you're trying to do too much, or it's just something doesn't click on a given day, and that's when you need the rest of your lineup to really step up and help you out.
Eamon Durkin, first pitch swinging, sends another one on a fly ball to Gardner. And 4 pitches into this inning, 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 11, Nico Martinez.
Pretty efficient when you come right down to it.
And thus far, the decision by the St. John's coaching staff to bring in Fuller has been fairly masterful. He's quieted down this Leominster offense fairly effectively, seeing a different look with a lefty pitcher as opposed to Puglisi, who is a righty.
Nico Martinez, the designated hitter, sees a ball in the dirt dug out by McManus for ball number 1. Martinez reached on an error in the 2nd, flew out to center field in the 4th, and finds himself at the plate in a 2-ball, no-strike count.
You know, you're right. Fuller's come in, done a really good job shutting down this Leominster offense. Wiggled out of that 1st and 3rd last inning, but still pretty efficient with his pitches.
That's why I said it.
And another miss. 3-0 goes the count to Martinez.
They're pretty observant, Kate.
No, probably not.
Backing you up, backing you up.
Even a broken watch is right twice a day.
3-0, missed outside. It's a walk issued to Martinez.
No sooner do we praise Fuller and he issues a 4-pitch walk. Oh, well, so much for that.
Isn't that kind of how the story goes? You very well might be.
Been mushed.
From a Bronx tale. The old broadcaster mush, as the case may be. Ryan Fava, the left fielder, at the plate. And he will lace a hard line drive low into left field on the roll. Station to station advances Martinez, 90 feet on down to 2nd. Fava with the single, and Leominster makes a little noise here in the bottom of the order with 2 outs.
That's the thing. When you have that bottom of the order with production, your opponent cannot even take a moment to breathe. And so often this season, the middle to the bottom of Leominster's order has had such great production.
Smith walked twice today, bookending a solo home run in the 3rd. So nice day overall at the plate, would maybe like to duplicate on this one. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Sees ball 1 in from Fuller.
If you're part of the coaching staff for St. John's, it's a disconcerting feeling knowing that you can't take a moment off. But knowing them, knowing the homework that they've done, they probably came into it well aware of names like Durkin and Fava, especially down in the bottom of that order for Leominster, who have been heroes time and time again late in games for the Leominster Blue Devils. So unsurprising that Leominster's getting production from the middle to the bottom of their order.
1-1, called strike 2.
You know, when you look at the bottom of the order too, Kate, they put the ball in play.
Certainly.
You know, they keep the line moving. I'm looking at this is a 9th at-bat for the 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters. Only 1 strikeout amongst them. And they put the ball in play. They get their share of walks, and they make great table setters, help keep the line moving.
Fuller's 1-2 pitch to Smith. Swinging strikeout in the dirt. Can run to continue the inning, but nice play by McManus. 2-3 on that one to end the thread and record the swinging strikeout for Fuller, and out number 3. 6 complete here at historic Doyle Field. The top seed Blue Devils 3. The 9 seed Pioneers 1 through 6. St. John's has got the heart of the order, 3-4-5, due up here in the top of the 7th inning.
This is where things get spicy.
Indeed it does. Amaro, McDonald, and Fuller due up 3-4-5 in this inning for the Pioneers. An important place, needless to say, in this one. As we look toward that bracket we were talking about, winner of this one gets the winner of Groton Dunstable and Algonquin. Trying to get you a winner on that one before we sign off the air. And of course, with all of the matchup and the lead up that we talked about in this one, the thing that we have not mentioned Leominster is riding a 14-game win streak on into this one. Their last loss is back on Saturday, May 8th against Neshoba. You see the bracket on your screen. Kate updated you just a little while ago. Bottom right side of the bracket, Wachusett, the 11 seed, tops the 3 seed Doherty on the road on a 5-0 victory. So Wachusett moves themselves on in to the semifinal. They'll get the winner of Grafton and St. Paul, a game in action right now, as is Groton Dunstable and Algonquin, who has the winner of Leominster. And this battle, Bill Thomas, 14 straight wins for a Blue Devil team. They've had a lot of great baseball history, but I can't remember a winning streak like this in a very long time.
No, and they've had some great players, and it just it's a testament to the coaching staff and to the kids that they've really put in the work. The stars that you want to rise to the top have, but the role players have done their job. You know, we can't speak highly enough about the batting order, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, and you know, top to bottom, they've performed like a team. They win like a team. They play like a team, and you know, that leads to great success. We were here for that Neshoba game, ran into a buzzsaw of a pitcher that night, I think, that's going to a D1 school. I can't remember his name, but a lot of talk about him. But Leominster, I think, it's never a good thing to lose, but I think losing that game early in the season took some of that tightness away as the season closed out, because everybody's gone in for an undefeated team. A team with 1 loss, yeah, they come in high, but they're just, it's not the same as playing with that 0 losses hanging over you and just wondering when something's not going to go right, and that team that wants to knock you off. And I think getting that out of the way early might play to their advantage.
We're going to give the credit to Dick Tucker, public address announcer. Just let this great crowd on hand here at Doyle Field today know. In the 5th, Groton Dunstable is up 2-0 over Algonquin in that one. Groton Dunstable, the 4 seed, Algonquin, the 12 seed in that matchup. Game being played over in Groton Dunstable today, so on their campus as it may go. 2-0 lead for the 4 seed in that one. Winner gets the winner of this one as we go to the top of the 7th. We said heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 due up. Amaro, McDonald, Fuller due up in the inning. For the Pioneers against Evan McCarthy.
Quick note about Amaro, and I've been wanting to drop this in. I hope he takes a pitch or two.
He sees a strike one head on by.
Coach's notes tell us that he had a broken back last year. Didn't even know if he'd get to play baseball again. He turns around, rehabs, comes back. Catholic Conference All-Star this year. Will play at Endicott next year. So doing a lot of things right, battling back from that very bad injury and turning himself into an all-star.
That's a great note, Bill Thomas. As somebody who battles a back that's sore every now and again, having broke your back
I had a couple
and then
of
come back and keep playing, my goodness. 2 strikeouts today on the offensive side, but he's been great over at first base, keeping the ball in the infield and bailing out his infielders on a couple of plays as well.
It doesn't hurt when you're that lean either. I think the extra LBs that we carry don't help.
Well, my front tends to pull my back over. Which
Ditto.
We won't go there, though.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. I'm not even touching that.
Don't.
Breaking ball for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes
Just
goes
don't.
the count. Remember, on radio, I'm 6 feet tall and 195 pounds.
We all are.
Exactly.
I'm 6 feet tall. We'll stop right there.
And I'm the realist.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th, and McCarthy buzzes the chin of Amaro. 2 balls, 2 strikes goes the count. Amaro will wander his way back in. Yeah, you've definitely taken the buzz out of that one. Amaro will walk back into the batter's box. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3.
Froze him. It's only McCarthy's second called strike 3 of the game. He's got a lot of swing and misses. Buckled that one, though.
Indeed, he did.
Tough curveball.
Seen that a few times today on both sides of the aisle, especially since Fuller has come in for St. John's. That slider has really buckled a couple of Blue Devils players on a couple of circumstances. 3 strikeouts on the day for Amaro. That's the first one he's been caught looking on. That brings Matt McDonald, the cleanup hitter and the left fielder, to the plate. He sees ball 1 go by. Grounded out to the shortstop Massa in the 2nd inning. Doubled and then got stranded in the 4th. He had the RBI that drove in the lone run of Gardner in that inning for the Pioneers. And the 1-0 called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count to McDonald. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Fisted foul over here on the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes goes the count.
Right now, I'm only hearing the coaching staff encouraging McCarthy from the third base dugout. So
It's gotten a little
pretty
quiet around here. Yes, indeed.
You can hear the coach calling out pitch signals. Instead of flashing signs, they're just using numbers for code.
The 1-2. Fastball misses high. Smith out of the crouch to make the catch. 2 balls, 2 strikes runs the count.
You want to see that sustained energy from your team throughout, especially you only have a 2-run lead and a very talented St. John's hitting team here.
2-2 the count with 1 out here in the 7th. Breaking ball misses off the corner and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Using with that outside curveball. McCarthy still looks strong, but not a good time to be going full here on the cleanup hitter.
And a 3-2 pitch gets the fans on both sides of home plate enthused. Here comes the payoff. Called strike 3.
Froze him again. Tough curveball on a full count. Not what you expect, especially at this level, but McCarthy very
Number 3,
confident
Nolan
pitching.
Puglisi.
Back-to-back staring strikeouts, and Puglisi was the introduced hitter by the public address announcer, Dick Tucker, and that is who is indeed at the plate. So they had to have made the change with Fuller elsewhere in the lineup.
We didn't see any defensive changes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Puglisi playing defense somewhere, I guess.
Potentially in right field if they took Anderson out. We haven't been able to see that far down the corner. Comes the 1-0. Ball 2.
Okay.
2 balls, no strikes to Puglisi at the plate. Kate's not convinced. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Breaking ball, this one called strike on the outside corner. 2-1 goes the count. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. And you know, Bill Thomas, we haven't mentioned it on this broadcast, but remember here on Rivalry Family Media,
Kate's always right.
Kate's always right.
And that too.
And this broadcast, remember, is a radio broadcast featuring pictures. There's the 2-1 rung up for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes goes
Deuces
the
are
count.
wild
John's
here.
down to the last strike here.
Smith at catcher is having to pump his own dugout up and asking them to get up. You should
Come
not
on.
need to do that in a playoff game.
Not on your way to potentially your 15th straight victory. 2-2 pitch. They go with the check swing down to first. We'll see another. 3 balls, 2 strikes goes the counts. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3-1 Leominster lead, and McCarthy looking to make it 15 straight victories for the Blue Devils. 3-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. That one's over on North Main.
Living to swing another day.
And Puglisi takes a walk out of the box, takes a phantom swing, and now walks his way back toward that right-handed batter's box. McCarthy gets the ball set. 3-2 pitch once again. Breaking ball, drifted high. It's ball 4.
St. John still has a little bit of life here.
Indeed they do, and
The
it
runs
brings...
swing away from a tie ball game.
That's right. Connor Schmutz, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. 2 strikeouts today, both of them swinging. 3rd and 5th, and here he is now in the 7th.
I'm struggling with the energy on either side.
Or the lack thereof.
Yeah, there's
ball drifts high.
There's no energy on either side from the fans or from either dugout. You have a 2-run ball game. The tying run is at the plate, and it just feels like another day.
It is a beautiful afternoon. Great crowd on hand. Fans stretching down both lines past the dugouts and on into the outfield. 1-0 count. Called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, maybe there's something to be said for business as usual, but I thought that we, for the amount of people that are here on both sides, you don't feel any tension at all.
Especially, I think, when
strange.
St. John's got down to their last strike, the crowd woke up a little bit, but they put their hands in their pocket.
1-1, missed high. Smith makes the catch. 2 balls and a strike goes the count.
Wonder if McCarthy isn't getting a little bit tired here. He's gone to 3 balls on 2 of the 3 batters he's faced this inning so far. Falling behind here, 2-1.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes goes the count.
I'm guessing let's pick some low-hanging fruit here. Let's come back with that fastball and let's put him in the dugout.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner off over at first is Puglisi. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3, and Leominster has its 15th straight victory. All 3 strikeouts in the top of the 7th inning by McCarthy. Caught looking. Strike 3 calls at home plate, and Leominster is a winner today by a 3-1 score, and they will advance on to battle the winner of Groton, Dunstable, and Algonquin on Friday at 4 o'clock.
Great job by Evan McCarthy to battle back there, and that last pitch, I think that Smith, the umpire, and maybe McCarthy were the only 3 that knew that was a strike, but strike 3 ends the ball game.
Indeed it does. Just the walk in the 7th inning. What a masterful performance for McCarthy today, closing that game with 3 looking Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 strikeouts by my count, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, and 7 of the last 9 outs were by strikeout, and multiple strikeouts in every inning except the second. Doing a quick look at my book here. Only had 1 strikeout, but at least 1 strikeout in every inning, and just a masterful performance. I got him for 1 hit, 1 walk. The run was unearned. And once again, McCarthy comes through like everybody expect him to.
Indeed, he did. You add those 14 strikeouts today to the 74 that he had coming into this one. 88 strikeouts on the season thus far. And McCarthy, not done if the Blue Devils can put it together here. With the performance today, and by our counts, McCarthy, because of the pitching rules here, anywhere between 71 and 115 pitches, requires 4 days rest, so he will not be available for Leominster come Friday in their matchup versus the winner of Groton, Dunstable, and Algonquin, which will be right here at Doyle Field.
Yeah, I had him at, give or take a couple, 99, which puts him way over the threshold, but we knew a close game. He wasn't coming out. The only way he was going to come out is if he got in trouble, and he needed to be lifted, and that didn't happen, and, he's thrown a number of complete games. He works around that 90 to 105 pitch count. Nothing new for him to go deep into a game, close it out, and get stronger, actually, as the game progressed. And that's exactly what he did tonight.
3-1, Leominster a victor. 14 becomes 15 straight since their last loss on the 8th of May. For those of you scoring along at home, it's June 23rd. Unbelievable. Oh, that ends our game coverage, but we're just getting started. Full post-game recap coming up as we continue here from Doyle Field. Leominster advances on to the semifinal round of the Central District. They'll play on Friday, right back here on Doyle Field and right back here on RFM on same-day delay. Stay with us. Post-game reports next. We continue on right here on RFM. Postgame Report rolls on here on Rivalry Family Media. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Leominster, a 3-1 winner today, same-day delay right here on Rivalry Family Media. Great to have you along with us. A 3-1 win for Leominster means they move on to the semifinal round. They will host here at Doyle Field on Friday at 4 o'clock. Winner of Groton Dunstable and Algonquin comes here. Last report in the 5th. Groton Dunstable up 2-0. Hopefully we'll have a conclusion on that one before we sign off on this one today. Leominster picks up their 15th straight win. 8th win for Evan McCarthy, who joins us now here astride first base. Evan, great to have you along with us here.
Thank you for having me.
A great 3-1 team victory here today. And the thing that we were talking about coming into this broadcast was the importance of scoring early. You got the run support a heck of a lot earlier than maybe you've gotten in some of your previous starts today.
Yeah, right. That was definitely a main focus for us going into this game, trying to get runs on the board early, put the pressure on them, takes the pressure off me when I have to go out there with a lead.
You were in a situation today where you were battling a St. John's team who I call the landmine 9 seed. That was about the biggest farce of a 9 seed you could possibly see coming, given that they had played such a heavy Eastern Mass schedule as part of their regular season. So it was hard to calibrate. You know, anytime these two schools get together, you're going to have a fantastic game. So what was the mindset coming into this one?
Yeah, I knew they were going to put up a fight. I mean, they played all teams that are ranked top 10 in the state, and they played a good game on Monday, I think it was. So I knew I had to have my best stuff today, and I think I did a pretty good job. Everyone made the plays behind me. We hit the ball in the game, like you said, running bases. So it was a good team win.
Complete game effort, 1 hit scattered, a run. It was not earned, a walk and 14 strikeouts. The unearned run is going to be the thing that's going to burn you a little bit in this conversation, I'm sure, because, of course, the error was the pop-up over your head. What did you see there as you went to settle under it? Tough sun in that spot in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was just hit. I'm probably 200 feet in the air, and I saw Tyler was backing up over the plate, and I got a good read on it to start, and Brandon must have lost the ball in the sun because he said he didn't know where it was afterwards. So I called the ball. It's my job to catch it, and it just clunked off my palm.
And so it goes. But, you know, hey, if that's the lone blemish to talk about, we're really, kind of digging through this one. Pitching performance today, I mean, 14 strikeouts, I suppose, speaks for itself. But what did you think of your stuff today?
I thought I had my best stuff today, especially late in the game. I thought I was throwing pretty hard, getting ahead in the count. Worked the slider in there a lot, too, so I had a good mix going.
As you now work your way ahead, it's kind of a game-at-a-time scenario. You guys want to win in advance. You pick up a win today. You get an opportunity to advance, play either Groton or Algonquin on Friday. You know you won't be able to carry the ball, which means you're going to be in another place somewhere out on the field to keep your bat in the lineup.
Yeah, we'll have probably Brandon going on Friday. We'll have all the other arms ready, and we're just going to go out there and compete like we always do.
I want to give you an opportunity for kind of one more mention maybe of the great relationship I think that you guys have, you and, of course, your catcher, Tyler Smith. It's such a fun relationship that I see working back and forth between the two of you. You've got a great rapport with one another. Talk about the importance, obviously. Great pitching is awesome, but it requires not defense just behind you, but in front of you as well. I need a great catcher.
Yeah, he always does a great job. I trust him to block balls, throw out runners, come up with a big hit when we need it, and he always holds me accountable when I miss a spot, and I'll hold him accountable, so it's good. It's
a great opportunity here as you kind of look ahead, to the things in front of you. A game ahead here, obviously, with Groton Dunstable and Algonquin, the potentials on Friday. Is it more in this kind of a tournament in your mind, and, of course, as you guys look at it, about you all and just worrying about what you all can do? Or is there the ability to prepare a little bit for one team or the other? You'll know by the end of the day today what's going to come just a couple days in front of you.
I mean, it depends. We won't know exactly who's pitching, so we can just control how we come to practice tomorrow and how we show up on Friday ready for the game. I think if we come with the same preparation and energy that we had today, I think we're unstoppable.
I want to mention one last thing because Coach Voles mentioned this to me and I had seen it on social media. He was talking about the game last week, of course, the win over Shrewsbury to win that Central Massachusetts tournament that you all had. And, there was a conversation among the coaching staff. What do you want to do with the schedule? You want to have the next day off? Do you want to come back to practice? He said that they put it to you guys on the team bus on the ride home during the celebration, and overwhelmingly it was, we want to have practice. Talk about that mentality, how much you all enjoy being together.
Yeah, I mean, immediately everyone said we want to have practice. I wanted to have practice, so we showed up in shorts. We hit some BP for about an hour and a half, and then we went and got some ice cream to celebrate the win.
Evan McCarthy, anytime you can celebrate with ice cream. That's a baseball game. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you again on Friday.
Thank you.
Evan McCarthy joins us here as we continue on RFM Postgame Report. We'll step aside for one moment, reset a final word here from Doyle Field as we try trying to get you that result from Groton, Dunstable, and Algonquin right here. You stay with us. More playoff action here on RFM. Postgame report rolls on. I've stalled as much time as Kate will allow me as we continue on. Postgame report, trying to get that final for you. We can set most of the bracket around the region right now. We can tell you officially St. Paul a winner over Grafton. That's a 7 seed over a 2 seed by a 3-1 score. We had reported earlier Wachusett topped Doherty by a 5-0 score. That's an 11 over a 3 seed. So that sets up a 7-11 matchup. That game will be at St. Paul, who will get another home opportunity Friday at 4 p.m. Ignore, if you're looking at the MIAA bracket, ignore the fact that it says that game's on the 28th and that the final's on the 25th. You can't play the semifinal on the 28th and the final on the 25th. That does not work, Bill Thomas, no matter how you set things up. So that is going to be Friday the 25th
Not in
at
the same
4.
month.
Nope, certainly not, to say the least. Meanwhile, we know Leominster in the top left of the bracket advances over St. John's with the 3-1 win you just saw here on RFM. They got the winner of Groton Dunstable and Algonquin, also known as the game that is taking place in a media black hole. We can't seem to find the results.
Everybody was here.
Everybody was here, or everybody was at every other game other than that one, which is making things awfully difficult to get a final. Either way, we'll be here for you on Friday. Same day delay, same deal you saw today. Game at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We get the broadcast on delay. You'll get it 9 o'clock on Friday night. Facebook.com/Media Rivalry and available on YouTube. That's the game plan for that one. Leominster with the winner of Groton Dunstable or Algonquin coming up on Friday. In the meantime, hope you've been enjoying this one. Again, Facebook.com/Media Rivalry for the live premiere. Game's also available on YouTube. It is YouTube.com. Search Rivalry Family Media. Like, follow, and subscribe there today for the updates anytime in either of these locations. We go live or we post a stream or some video. You get an immediate notification on your smart-enabled device, and you can be a part of those broadcasts. Bill Thomas, 3-1 win, 15th straight victory for Leominster. First win, obviously, here in this central Massachusetts district, the last one ever, so to speak, or at least the last one until we realign and come up with another new idea in MIAA land for how we're going to do playoffs. But at least for the moment, Leominster got themselves a nice 3-1 win today over a top-quality St. John's team.
Yeah, it's a good way to come off of the Athletic Directors Tournament, winning that one last week. But having a week off, practice can get a little monotonous, but they came out ready to play today. And, they didn't wait till the third time through the lineup. Second time through, the top of the order got it going, and it was nice to see. And, well, actually, it was the middle of the order, but continued right through to the top of the order. They also tacked some runs on, but it was good to see. And I think that, going forward, it's not really going to just be about Evan McCarthy. We know that the Blue Devils have some more pitching in the bullpen that they can trot out. And, you spoke about it prior to the game. They had 25 consecutive scoreless innings. So they definitely have the arms, and they're well-rested, and we'll have to see what the matchups look like come Friday.
And it's a great point, Bill Thomas, as we were talking about with Evan McCarthy at the conclusion of the broadcast, or at the conclusion of the game, I should say. He, because of the way the pitching rules are structured, anywhere from 71 to 115 pitches is 4 days rest. He's not eligible to pitch on Friday, no matter which way you slice it. The way things fall from here, let's see, what do you got? 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah,
Monday,
he could come back and be eligible
he already
to pitch in
me.
that,
He said,
that final.
If we get to Monday,
yeah,
we'll
that's a conversation potential.
It's a math thing.
But as you look at it, and he mentioned, the potential next name up that coach will have to choose from, who's been that second pitcher who's thrown right behind him, and it's been Brandon Arsenault. We saw him in a great relief appearance at the conclusion of that St. Paul game when Leominster wasn't able to get anything going until late. He came in relief, settled everything down, and took it on lock and got the win for Leominster in that game. So Arsenault, certainly a little different pitcher, not a power pitcher. He's going to finesse. He's going to work his way through the lineup, but he's got the ability to take that spot should Coach Barnaby give him the ball.
Yeah, and he works well with Tyler Smith, too. And just another note about Evan McCarthy. I got to speak with Tyler off to the side while you were talking to Evan, and we were joking about, how the things went awry there in that fourth inning and the drop pop. And, he said to me, that's one of my toughest plays is to pick that ball up that's straight up in the air. Evan knew that. That's why he took charge. It just, it's something that happened. But then, he felt bad about the pass ball. Those two plays led to that one run. And, they bounced right back and came back strong. But, the last thing that Tyler Smith said to me, it might have been one of the easiest games he's ever caught. Because, just Evan was around the plate on every batter, starting off with either first or second pitch strikes, went full count, maybe 3, 4, 5 batters tops. But, it is what it is. And when you have a game like that, you get in a groove, it makes everybody's job easier. And Tyler told me at least this season, one of the best, easiest games he's ever had to catch.
I believe that indeed. And again, we'll read Jim McCarthy's line. Complete game effort, 7 innings pitched, a hit, a run. It was not earned by his own fault as he dropped the fly ball that you heard him talk about. Just a single walk issued. 14 18 strikeouts in the game by our count. Add it to his 74 he had coming into the day, 88 strikeouts on the season for McCarthy.
1, 2, 3, doing some quick math, 4, 5 out of the 7 innings, 1, 2, 3 innings, and struck out the side 2 innings, but the 7th inning mixed in a base on balls, but got stronger, I think, 7 out of the 9 outs, recorded via the strikeout, either looking or swinging, and just got stronger as the game progressed.
Let's add some pitching lines for you on the Pioneers side of things. Nolan Puglisi got the start for the Pioneers today. Through 3 innings, scattered 3 hits, allowed 3 runs. 2 of the 3 were earned. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts, and then lifted at the conclusion of 3 innings. Meanwhile, Damon Fuller comes in and shuts the door on the Blue Devils on innings 4, 5, 6. 3 innings pitched in his case. A hit, no runs, no earned runs, therefore. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts.
4 strikeouts, yep. All, let's see, 3 out of the 4 via the swing and a miss. And, yeah, very efficient last 3 innings, but fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what side of the diamond you're standing on, St. John's just couldn't get anything going to back up that great relief pitching that they got from Damon Fuller.
So for Leominster, the line reads like this: 4 hits, 3 runs, an error. St. John's, the 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error in this one for a 3-1 Leominster victory. Their 15th straight. And Bill Thomas, we talked about it last broadcast. We'll add it here again in this post game. Heavy wears the crown the longer this goes on. And so they go to get this winner of Groton Dunstable Algonquin on Friday in a scenario where they've won 15 straight. Last one they lost, was May the 8th. Now they've got to carry that one further in case it's not hard enough being the top seed.
And going back, May 8th, we're talking about the second game of the season, too. So, that was
loss.
like a forever ago. But, I'm going to reiterate what I said during the broadcast. I think it plays to the Blue Devils' advantage not to be carrying that undefeated streak into a tournament like this, because I think that that just puts added pressure on the team to carry that streak, to get that loss out of the way early in the season. Of course, an undefeated season going all the way is great to hang your hat on, but I think it helps to take some of that pressure of carrying that undefeated label with you everywhere you go. Not that they couldn't play up to that, and they're playing up to a long winning streak right now, and opponents are well aware of that. So whether you've got 1 loss or you're on a long winning streak, Blue Devils are not going to sneak up on anybody, that's for sure. I
agree with you, Bill Thomas. It's hard to sneak up when you've won 15 straight ball games.
And the way they've been winning them. Coming in with a 25-inning scoreless streak, extended that. Let's look at unearned run, breaking up that score. But as far as when the last time they gave up an earned run, we're going back, over 4 games ago. And that takes multiple arms, good offense to keep things going, but good defense. You can't be committing errors, bases on balls. We know how those can be troublesome, especially at this level. And Blue Devils are checking all the boxes right now.
You mentioned that, Bill Thomas. The last runs that they gave up prior to today was 5 in a win over St. Paul on June the 2nd. I said it earlier in the broadcast.
Think,
it's June the 23rd.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They gave up a run. They lost the game 2 months ago, it feels like. But there's still more baseball to be played.
And each and every round and each and every win makes that just a little heavier and a little more, but adds to a phenomenal lineage of baseball here in Leominster as well.
Certainly does. And last but not least, let's put some kudos out there for the St. John's I want to call them the Pioneers.
They are the Pioneers, Bill
so
Thomas.
Everybody keeps changing their name. The St. John's Pioneers played a great game after playing a tough schedule and coming in, like you say, the 9 seed. If any 9 seed were going to sneak up on somebody, I think that would have been the 9 seed that would have done it. Blue Devils knew exactly who they were getting today. The St. John's comes in with a reputation year in and year out. And, some of the notes we didn't get to, 4 of the players had kids that were on the state championship team 4 years ago. You know how younger brothers tend to sometimes be better than their older brothers because they get put their feet to the fire at a young age by the older brother. And it just shows in the continuation of the success that St. John's has when they can bring back younger brothers, keep that lineage going, and continue to have success year after year.
And battle-tested through that Eastern Mass Catholic Conference. We'll look forward to seeing more of that in the years to come as well. There's just so many factors that play into it as well. And maybe, Bill Thomas, my favorite note on that list as we look kind of upside down that I didn't get to story-wise, I didn't get to tell. Chris Pompey, third baseman, aspires to be a chef wants to own his own restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, what a fun nugget that Coach
Absolutely.
Eppinger adds to the conversation.
He's not looking to the baseball draft or whatever sport he's playing. He's very level-headed, but I think that's the type of people that St. John's produces. They're ready to go out into the world, and they have a great reputation as a school. Not just for their athletics, but for their academics. And time and time again, they're being recognized. I wish we could have recognized more players during the game for the opposition. And one more name I'm just going to put out there, and we'll wrap this up. Aiden McGee. You talk about the Catholic Conference. Another all-star playing in a tough league in the eastern part of the state where St. John's played most of their baseball. So, St. John's didn't come in as slouches, even though, their record might not show the match up to their records in prior season. It's not really about the record. It's about how you play the game and the kind of success you get from it.
Indeed. And a big win today for Leominster moves them on in this Central Mass District Tournament. We talked about it a little bit off the top of the broadcast, and I think it's important to mention once again, yes, this is a district tournament, and of course we've talked about how the MIAA is moving to a statewide model. That is planning now to begin next year. COVID, of course, affected a lot of the plans as to what was supposed to start this year. In this circumstance, from talking to Athletic Director Jay Costa, who's, of course, the president of the State Athletic Directors Association, in addition to being the athletic director at Shrewsbury, the Central Massachusetts Athletic Directors, as part of their association, had agreed to move forward with that tournament, preparing for a statewide tournament to begin this year. So they had everything in place. It looked like there was going to be a statewide bracket issued by the MIAA when this playoffs happened. So they had already put the Central Mass tournament in motion, which is going to be the replacement for this district round. And then the MIAA reversed course and decided to go with the devil you knew instead of the one you didn't in the first year coming out of COVID and everything else. So that, nonetheless, means you end up with a Central Mass tournament leading into a Central Mass tournament, which is kind of odd, but that's the reality of how we got to where we are today. So it's still the typical Central Mass. You win Central Mass in the MIAA right now. You move on. You play the Western winner in a semifinal out east. North will play South. And then the winner of North-South and Central-West will battle for the state championship. That's how the plan sits right now. Whether that will be at a neutral site or at highest seed right now, the reports are highest seed. It's going to be highest seed all the way out. So we'll see if they decide on a neutral site a little bit further on down the road. But that's kind of the setup. Eventually, starting next year, as planned, unless they reverse course yet again, everybody from all four sections of the state would have been rated 1 to 32.
But much like we talked about with basketball, what they're going to
Correct.
start doing, you won't be playing within your own region. You could be playing first-round games in the western part of the state. You could be sent to the Cape. It's all going to, like you say, a statewide top-to-bottom seeding, and you get who you get.
And you don't get upset when you get
who you get.
Who you get. You get who you get, and you don't get upset. That is the story on that one. Bill Thomas, I tried to stall just a minute longer, and there is no report out there on that Algonquin-Groton final. We know Groton was winning in the fifth. We'll be here nonetheless, as we promised. So we're looking forward to having that one for you on a same-day delay coming up on Friday. I don't really want to go, but it's such a beautiful day.
It is. We're always
play
the last
two.
one. I've already got the signal. Make sure you lock the gate and turn the lights out. And
make sure you get everything out as it turns out.
Sometimes you just don't want to wrap it up, but take it over.
Indeed. For Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, I am Todd Robbins saying thank you so much for being with us and being a part of our family over the last couple of hours. We will have more for you coming up as this playoff run continues right here on RFM. For all of us as part of the RFM family, we say thank you so much for joining us, and until Friday, so long, everybody.